Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
So today, we're looking into the business side of things for an executive coaching practice.
That's right. Specifically, Barry Nemhard and the M-Series coaching.
We're digging into their plan, how they figure out who to help and how they actually reach them. Unlocking potential, that's the goal.
Exactly. It's about understanding their strategy, their blueprint for growth, both for their clients and for themselves as a business. We've looked at their target audience info, engagement plans, social media ideas.
Right, the whole picture. Okay, so let's start with who they're aiming for. It seems like a pretty broad list.
It is, but there are some interesting patterns. They're clearly looking at future company leaders, not just the current C-suite.
So identifying high potential employees early.
Precisely. And also a specific mention of minority and women employees.
Oh, okay. So acknowledging they might need maybe different kinds of support or visibility.
Exactly. Helping them gain influence, advance their careers. It suggests a focus on inclusive leadership development.
Makes sense. They also differentiate between executive and leadership coaching. How do they define that difference?
Well, from what we can see, executive coaching seems geared more towards, the top tier, people in really significant strategic roles.
Focused on performance, organizational impact.
Yeah, high-level stuff. Whereas leadership coaching feels broader, more about self-awareness, building teams, maybe inclusivity, stuff that applies across different levels.
Okay, different focus for different needs. What kind of problems or pain points are these potential clients typically facing?
Oh, the usual suspects, really. Things like navigating tricky stakeholder relationships, internal politics,
Mm-hmm. Always tough.
And of course, the work-life balance struggle, that comes up a lot.
Doesn't it always?
Plus, leading diverse teams, especially now with remote and hybrid setups adding complexity.
Right. And they mentioned niching down, too, like focusing on a specific group.
Yeah, they touched on that, like specializing in, say, newly appointed CFOs or something specific. It helps build that focused expertise, that trust.
Definitely. So they know who they want to reach and what their issues are. How does the M-Series plan to actually engage them?
It's a mix, really. Content marketing seems central, blog posts, articles, maybe videos.
But addressing those pain points directly, establishing authority.
Exactly. And then there's social media. They're planning to use, several platforms strategically.
Oh, interesting. Like how?
So LinkedIn for the professional insights, the thought leadership pieces. Makes sense.
Sure. Standard practice almost.
Right. YouTube for more in-depth content. Then Facebook, maybe for more general tips, community building, perhaps.
Okay.
And even TikTok for quick, actionable tips, probably targeting younger professionals. And Instagram for visual, inspirational stuff.
Wow. Covering a lot of ground there.
Yeah.
Tailoring the message to the platform.
Yeah, it's pretty smart. And they're not just online. Speaking gigs, industry events.
Right, face-to-face.
And participating in professional networks, building those real-world connections, too.
Okay, so they're putting themselves out there. How do they convert that interest into actual clients? What are the lead generation tactics?
Offering free value upfront seems key. Things like free ebooks, guides, maybe webinars.
In exchange for contact info.
You got it. Lead magnets. Also offering a complimentary initial coaching session. A taster session, basically.
Let people experience the value firsthand.
Exactly. Show, don't just tell. Plus, using client testimonials, success stories. Social proof is powerful.
Always. And partnerships.
Yeah, partnerships with HR professionals or complementary businesses could be a good source of referrals, too.
Okay, that makes sense. So what about the actual services? How are they structuring the coaching itself?
They seem to be planning a range of offerings to meet different needs and budgets.
Right.
Individual coaching, obviously, tailored programs for different leadership levels, but also group coaching for teams.
Team development. Okay.
And specialized programs, maybe building on that niche idea, like for women in leadership, plus workshops, seminars.
And online courses, digital stuff.
Yeah, online courses and digital resources for broader reach, scalability.
So a tiered approach almost. How does this all add up financially? The revenue streams?
Well, the core is obviously the fees from individual and group coaching.
Sure.
But they're diversifying. Income from corporate training, those workshops we mentioned,
Right.
and sales from the online courses and digital products creates a more robust model.
Less reliant on just one thing. Makes sense.
What?
Lastly, they mentioned social media management tools. Why is that important?
Efficiency, really. And consistency. You can't be everywhere manually all the time.
Sure.
So these tools help schedule posts, manage engagement across platforms, track what's working. It keeps the message going out without them getting totally bogged down.
Frees them up to actually coach.
Exactly.
So, stepping back, looking at this whole business plan gives a really clear view of the strategy behind leadership development. It's not just the coaching session itself.
Not at all. It's this whole ecosystem. Understanding the audience, finding ways to connect, demonstrating value, offering the right kind of support.
Yeah, it's quite methodical.
And what's interesting is how the principles they use to run their business mirror the principles of good leadership development itself. Know your people, tailor your approach, build relationships.
That's a great point. It all connects.
It really does.
So a final thought for you, the listener. Looking at these strategies, the targeted outreach, the value proposition, the diverse offerings, which of these elements might resonate with your own professional growth? Or maybe how you think about developing talent in your own team?
Yeah, worth considering how that kind of strategic intention could apply to your own path.
Absolutely. Food for thought. Thanks for exploring this with us today.